Good evening, and welcome back to the Solo Gamers Club. Tonight we'll be continuing in our playthrough of Dead of Winter using our Solitaire rule set. This is episode 2, and I'm hoping to finish the playthrough with this episode. In the previous episode, I had a few oversights that we're going to take care of right now. The first one was I once again forgot to roll for our noise counters, so we'll take care of that right now. We'll roll for the noise at the grocery store, 3 or less, and that will produce a zombie. And that is true, so we're going to have to place a zombie at the grocery store. And that's going to be placed on top of the barricade, so that is going to eliminate that zombie and the noise token. And then we also had a noise token to roll for at the gas station, so we'll do that. That time we rolled a 6, so we're okay. That noise token is removed. And then I had one other oversight, and that was I should have placed a zombie at the library. There was a survivor at that location, so we'll need to place one there. And that should be all of the corrections from the previous turn. And we'll begin the next turn by finding out what our crisis is. That's revealed to be medicine shortage. We need to place a number of medicine tokens equal to the number of players, so we'll need to have 2 in there in order to prevent that from happening. If it does happen, we have to remove 2 survivors with the lowest influence from the game. Do not lose morale. Add 2 helpless survivor tokens to the colony. Then make all helpless survivors unruly. Okay, well, we don't want that to happen, that's for sure. Okay, now we're going to roll for our action dice, and we'll start with the blue team. They have a total of 5 players. We'll be rolling 6 dice. And they rolled 2 1s, a 3, 4, 5, and 6. And now it's the red team. They have a total of 4 players. They'll be rolling 5 dice. And they rolled a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And now it's time for our player turns. The first player team is the blue team. That's headed by Rohan Patel. And I think what we're going to do there is we're going to move Price back to the colony. Price has a lighter, and that's going to help for him to kind of take care of some of the zombies that are collecting around the colony here. So we're going to move Price from the gas station back to the colony. And then we're going to have to make a roll then for his travel. And we'll see what happens with that. Okay. Price has a wound already, so we'll see what happens. And he rolled a tooth. All right, that is bad. All right, that's going to kill the survivor, and then that's going to spread. The bite effect spreads, and then we have several options for that. The first one being we can kill the survivor that the bite effect spread to, and then that would stop the spread. Or we can make a roll on the exposure die and hope for a blank result. Otherwise, it's going to continue to spread. So I think what we'll do then is John Price is definitely killed. He's going to go to the graveyard. He's the first guy there. We'll place his card there. And then the effect of that bite spreads. And that spreads to the survivor with the lowest influence, and that would be Forest Plum. So I think we're going to do that. We'll just kill Forest Plum, and that will stop the spread. So Forest Plum is also going to be added to the graveyard. Not a good start. So our morale is going to drop 2 for each of those survivors that died. And one thing I did note is that if they had any items equipped, those go into the hand of the team that owns that player. So John Price had the lighter, so that is going to go into the hand of the blue team, which is where he belonged. All right. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that lighter and I'm going to equip that to our character Oscar Rios. And he's going to use that lighter along with a fuel container. And the lighter says, once per round, when this survivor performs an attack, you may play a fuel card to kill 4 zombies instead of 1. Do not roll for exposure. Do not use the ability on the fuel card. All right, so what we're going to do then is Oscar Rios has an attack value of 3. So we're going to play a 3 action die. That'll activate him for attack. And I'm going to have him use that lighter and fuel card to go after, I think, position 3, and that will kill all 3 of those zombies. That's a good use of that. All right. And I'm not sure, but I think that it says play a fuel card, so I'm pretty sure that that has to go into the waste pile. So we'll play it there. Okay, before we go any further, I forgot about our Crossroads card. My plan I had written down, what I wanted to do was to move Yoshida to the police station, and he's going to conduct a search there. Patel was going to use a die to clean some waste up, and then I'm going to add 2 med cards to the crisis contributions. And then I was going to try to take care of, when that character moved from the gas station to the colony, he was going to use that lighter to try to take out some of the zombies around the colony. So in that case, I'm going to be substituting Oscar Rios with that. So we're going to draw our Crossroads card and see if anything would have kicked off with that. I apologize for the oversight. And we've got Missing Child. If there is at least 1 helpless survivor at the colony, well, there is, so that is going to kick on. And it reads, oh my God, Cindy, she was here a minute ago. Have you seen her? I think she was climbing on the old trees near the south wall. Did she go over? Did anyone see? Please, we have to look for her. We have to find my baby. Everyone with 1 or more survivors at the colony must vote with a thumbs up or down. The option with the most votes takes effect. All right, and those read, the thumbs up option. If every non-colony location has been searched between now and the end of the next round, gain 1 morale. Otherwise, lose 1 morale and remove a helpless survivor from the colony. The thumbs down option, lose a morale and remove a helpless survivor from the colony. All right, well, I'm going to vote with a thumbs down. So we're going to roll 2 dice. On an odd result, it'll be considered a thumbs up, and an even result, thumbs down. Okay, here's the roll. Okay, we have 2 evens. So that's going to be 2 thumbs down, and I'm voting thumbs down, so the thumbs down is going to take effect. It says to lose a morale and remove a helpless survivor from the colony. So we're going to remove our morale down to 3, and we will remove a helpless survivor from the colony. Okay. All right, so that kind of will fix that problem that I had. And we'll continue on with the turn. My first mission was to move Yoshida to the police station. So we're going to move him from the grocery store to the police station, and we'll have to make a roll for his travel. And hopefully we don't have a problem here. Okay, he's got a blank. That's good. All right, while at the police station, Yoshida is going to spend a 4 die to do a search. His search value is 3. And we'll conduct a search at the police station. And that card is revealed to be Outsiders. Well, we don't want that. I'm going to make a little noise. And we're going to draw again. That time we have Fuel. So we're going to keep the Fuel card. And the Outsiders are going to be put back under the bottom of the deck here. Okay. And we'll add the Fuel card to our total. All right, I'm going to spend a 1 value die and have Rohan Patil do some cleanup at the colony. So that'll allow him to remove 3 cards from the waste pile. And that'll leave us with a total of 5 cards of waste. And I'm going to add the 2 medicine cards to the crisis. And that leaves us with a 6, a 5, and a 1. I'm going to spend a 1, and then we're going to use Patil to do a little bit more cleaning at the colony. So that'll wipe out another 3 points worth of waste. And that'll keep us down now to 2 cards. Okay. And then I think I'm going to spend a 5 value die, and I'm going to have Oscar Rios. He's going to attack a zombie in that location number 2 there. So he's going to have to roll the die and see what happens. Okay, here's his roll. He rolled a frostbite, so he's going to get a frostbite token. We'll give that to him. But one of the zombies is killed at least, so that's good. And I'm going to play a card. I have a medicine card, and I'm going to play that to remove the frostbite that Rios just achieved. And that is going to go into the waste pile. And I have 1 die left. It's a 6 value die. I think I'm going to have Yoshida. He's going to build some barricades at the police station. He has a hammer, which will allow him to, once per round, when performing a barricade action, he may build 2 barricades instead of 1 at this location. So that's what he's going to do. We'll spend the 6 value, and he's going to build 2 barricades. We'll place those barricades at the police station. And I'm pretty sure that is going to end the turn for the blue team. It's kind of a rough outing for them. All right, my plan for the red team is to move Maria Lopez from the school back to the colony. And she's going to use the baseball bat that she has to try to clear out some zombies around the colony. And then Coleman is going to move from the library to the hospital, and he'll search at the hospital. Coleman has a search value of 4, so I will have a die to do that with. And Talia Jones is going to spend a die to do some cleanup of the waste, and then she's also going to use her fortune teller ability to examine some of the cards in the crisis deck. And Jamie Gilmore will remain at the school for the time being, and she's going to probably do some searches there. All right, we'll draw our Crossroads card and see what the effects are. Okay, that card is listed as disturbed. If there are 4 or more helpless survivors in play. No, that's not true. We only have 3 right now, so that's good. So this card will not kick off unless another helpless survivor would come in during the turn. We'll put that off to the side. Okay, that's good. All right, we'll go through our actions now. I'll start out by moving Lopez from the school back to the colony. And we'll have to make a roll for her for that. Okay, here's the roll. And she got a tooth. Oh boy, absolute just the worst luck. Okay, that's going to kill Maria Lopez. Okay, Maria is going to go to the graveyard, and the baseball bat that she was carrying will go into our hand. The morale is going to move down to 2. That's not good. And now we have to figure out what is going to happen with the spread of that bite. The spread is going to go to Talia Jones. She has an influence of 28. And I think, oh boy, yeah, I think I'm going to have to just have her be sacrificed. We will take care of Talia Jones. That's going to kill her. She'll go to the graveyard. morale will drop down to 1. And that's going to stop the spread at least. All right, we're going to move Coleman. George Coleman is going to move from the library to the hospital. And we'll have to make a roll for him. I'm going to see if I've got any fuel cards. I do have fuel cards. Maybe I better use those. I'm going to spend a fuel card so that we don't have to roll for his exposure. That'll move him to the hospital. And then Coleman is going to spend a 4-value die, and he's going to search at the hospital. And he finds medicine. Okay, we'll take that. That's good. We'll take the medicine. And that's going to complete that action for him. Incidentally, with the loss of Lopez as the group leader, we have to select another group leader for the red team. It's either Jamie Gilmore, which is a 43 influence, or George Coleman, a 72 influence. I guess we will select George Coleman as the group leader. All right. I've got several dice left. I think what I'll do is I will spend a 2-value die and have Jamie Gilmore at the school conduct a search. And she finds food. Okay, good. I'm going to keep that card in hand because we don't know what's going to be coming up in the future. So we'll put that into our hand. I'm going to spend a 1-value die and have Jamie Gilmore at the school put up a barricade. Okay. That leaves us with 2 dice, a 3 and a 5. And I think I'll use the 5-value die to have Coleman conduct a search at the hospital. And that is revealed to be food 2. Okay, we'll keep that in our supply. And the last die I have is a 3-value. I'm going to have Jamie Gilmore conduct a search at the school. Her search value is a 2. And she is going to draw scissors. Waste pile. Kill a zombie that shares a location with a survivor you control. Do not roll for exposure. All right, that's good. We'll add that to our hand. And we have a little bit of a problem. Location 4 is full. We're going to be adding 2 zombies. So I guess we're okay for the short term. I was thinking about having an emergency mission for Coleman to come back from the hospital and use that scissors, but I think we're okay for the time being. So that is going to end the player's turn. We'll move on to the colony phase. First step in the colony phase is pay food. We have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4 total survivors. That means we'll have to spend 2 food. So we'll do that. Next step is we are going to check waste, and we have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4 in the waste pile. We're fine with that. And then we're going to resolve the crisis. We needed to have a number of medicine cards equal to the number of players. We have that. So that card, the medicine shortage, will go at the bottom of the pile. And now it's time to add zombies. Okay, we'll start out with the colony. We have a total of 4 survivors, so we're going to need to add 2 zombies. One of them is going to go into zone 1. There's a barricade there, so that'll stop one of them from coming in. The other one will go into zone 2. Okay. Now we have to place zombies at each location where there is a survivor. So we're going to have to place one at the police station, and we have to place one at the school, and that has a barricade, so that's going to stop that from being played. Barricade is removed. And then we need to place one at the hospital. That's where George Coleman is, and that will take care of the zombie placement. Check our objective. We still got a ways to go. We got to get all the way down to 0. We're at 5. Next phase is to move the round tracker. That is going to move from 5 down to 4. And then we pass the first player marker from the blue team to the red. And that's going to end the turn. Now we're in very critical shape here, and we've only got a morale value of 1, and we've got 4 turns that we have to go yet with zombies pretty much all over the place. So this is going to be a definite uphill climb. All right, we'll begin the next turn with the reveal the crisis step. That one is school bus. We need a number of food equal to non-exiled players, so we need 2. If we fail, add 8 helpless survivors to the colony. The player that controls the survivor with the lowest influence must draw 1 card from the top of the survivor deck and put that survivor in play under their control. As an option, we can add 2 additional food cards to gain 1 morale for preventing that. Whoa. All right. And now we're going to roll our action dice. And we've had a lot of losses, so our dice pools have been very severely reduced. The red player has only 3 dice to roll. We'll roll those. He rolls a 2, 3, and a 5. Okay, and the blue player, he'll be rolling 4 dice. He rolls a 1, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. All right, and the next step will be the player turns, starting with the red team, which is now headed by George Coleman. Well, the red team has been stockpiling some food, so they do have a couple of food cards that they're going to be able to apply to the crisis. I'm going to have George Coleman remain at the hospital where he's going to conduct searches there. And I think Jamie Gilmore is going to remain at the school. And I think I'm going to have her searched there. And those are my only 2 characters. I think I will have Jamie Gilmore use the scissors that are in the our card pile, and that will allow us to kill a zombie that shares a location with a survivor you control. Do not roll for exposure. So I think that's what we're going to end up doing. And here's our crossroads card. Okay, that's called Supply Drop. If a survivor the player controls is at the colony. All right, Coleman, they are not. So unless someone was to move back to the colony, that won't kick in. Because I've got both of the characters I have, Coleman and Gilmore, are at locations. So we'll just leave that out for the time being. And I think we'll begin with the scissors. I'm going to have Jamie Gilmore. She's going to use the scissors. Goes to the waste pile. Kill a zombie that shares a location with your survivor you control. Do not roll for exposure. Okay, so she's going to kill a zombie. That's good. Then I'm going to have her spend a 2-point die to do a search at the school. Her search value is 2. And that card is revealed to be Beginner's Martial Arts. It's a book. Equip. Once per round, you do not roll for exposure when performing an attack with this survivor. Okay, that's interesting. We'll put that in our card pile. All right. And I'm going to spend a 5 value die and have George Coleman at the hospital conduct a search. And he finds a mop. Equip. Once per round, you may remove 5 cards instead of 3 from the waste pile when taking the clean waste action. All right, well, we'll put that into our card pile. I have 1 action die left. It's a 3 value. I'm going to spend that and activate Jamie Gilmore again at the school, and she's going to conduct a search there. And she finds school blueprints. Equip. Once per round, when performing a search at the school with this survivor, you may look and keep 1 additional card. That's a very valuable card. All right. I'm going to equip that right away, I think, to Jamie Gilmore. That's a good card to have. And I think that is going to complete the turn for the red team. They really don't have anything else that they want to do at this point. So I think we'll end the turn for red and we'll start with blue. I take that back. The red team is going to do another action. That's going to be to put 2 food cards into the crisis contribution. That's a free action. And that will end the turn for red. We'll move on to blue. And for the blue team, what I'm going to plan on doing is I'm going to have Oscar Rios, he's at the colony, I'm going to have him use his lighter and a can of fuel to clear out this nest of zombies that are collecting in Zone 4. Derek Yoshida will continue to do searches at the police station, and I think Rohan Patel will remain at the colony and he'll try to clean up some waste and whatever other tasks he can perform around there. We'll see what the Crossroads card has to say. And that card is revealed to be Snake Oil. If a survivor the player controls is at the colony, okay, well that's a true statement. It reads, the man in the Stetson continues, my friends, it isn't a question of if, merely a question of when. When death's dark insanity comes knocking at your door, will you give in? Or will you stand up to this foul blight and shout, not today? Good sirs, kind ladies, I have for you the answer. With great flourish, the man pulls out a bottle containing some yellowish, viscous fluid and holds it aloft. The antidote for death. Now, I see the skepticism in your eyes. I was like you once, but believe me when I say I am thankful I was wrong. The man pulls down his collar and reveals an old scar to his neck that clearly is in the shape of a human bite. Each player with 1 or more survivors at the colony must vote with a thumbs up or thumbs down. The option with the most votes takes effect. A thumbs up will take 20. All voting players collectively remove 6 hand cards from the game. Thumbs down. Get out, dumbass, before we decide to hang you from the fence. This is an unpopular decision. Lose 1 morale. Make half the helpless survivors at the colony unruly. Well, given these realities, we have no option but to give a thumbs up. So I'm going to vote a thumbs up. So we'll give us a even die. Now we're going to roll 2 dice and find out what the decision is. So if we end up rolling thumbs down, we're going to lose a morale and the game will end. Okay, here we go. Well, we have 2 evens, so that's a unanimous vote, thumbs up. All voting players collectively remove 6 hand cards from the game. That's what we're going to do. All right, so both teams chipped in, and we're going to get rid of a fuel, a baseball bat, a mop, another fuel, and then 2 junk. And those are permanently removed from the game. All right, I'm going to have Oscar Rios is going to use his lighter. And unfortunately, I cannot because I no longer have the fuel card. I can't do that. Okay, so we're going to have to use a different way. Well, I'll start out by spending a 1 value die and have Rohan Patel do a little cleanup at the colony. And that'll get rid of 3 waste cards. That leaves us with 2. Well, before we continue, I noticed one oversight. I had a noise token here at the police station. I need to roll for that. 1 or 3 will have a zombie appear. Okay, we rolled a 6, so no damage done there. All right, we'll continue on with our turn for the blue player. I'm going to spend a 3 die and have Yoshida search at the police station. And he draws the card Padlock. At the waste pile, place 2 barricades at a location that a survivor you control is at. This does not require you to use an action die. Okay, we'll put that into our card totals. And I'm going to have Oscar Rios perform an attack. So his attack value is a 3. I'll have him spend a 4 die and have him attack a zombie in the 4th entrance. He'll kill the zombie. And now we're going to have to roll for exposure for him. And hopefully we don't get a bite. Okay, here is the roll. Okay, he's good. He rolled a blank, so that's great. No problem there. That leaves us with 1 action die remaining. I'm going to think about this. And I guess I'm going to play the card Padlock. That'll go into the waste pile and it'll allow us to place 2 barricades at a location that a survivor you control is at. So we're going to use Rohan Patel to place 2 barricades in the colony area. We'll place those in zones 1 and 2. Okay. We've got 1 action die left. I'll play the 5 action die I have to have Derek Yoshida search at the police station. Well, I'm going to wait on that for 1 second. I think what I'm going to do is, instead of searching, I'm going to spend that die to attract zombies. I'll be able to take those from the colony, bring them to the police station, and they're going to get hung up on those barricades, and that'll eliminate them. So I think we'll do that. I'll use the die to attract zombies to the police station, and we're going to remove 2 zombies from zones 1 and 2. They would go on the barricades. It'll eliminate the barricades and destroy the zombies. So I think that's a good use for that die. And that's going to complete the player turns. We'll move on to the colony phase. We have to pay food. We have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to have to pay 3 food. We have just enough. All right. Our next step is we're going to check the waste pile. I think we're good there. And we have a total of 3 cards there, so no problems with the waste. We'll move on to resolving the crisis, and we have 2 food cards there, so that will solve that crisis at least. That'll go to the bottom of the pile. And now we've got to add zombies. We'll start with the colony. We're going to be adding 3 zombies. So we'll place 1 at 1, another 1 at 2, and the last one at location 3. And then we have to place zombies at each location where we have survivors. So we're going to have 1 at the hospital, 1 at the school, and 1 is going to appear at the police station. All right, that will complete that step. And we're supposed to check our objective. Well, we're still quite a ways from that. We're at turn 4. We have to get down to 0 in order to survive. That's really becoming a problem. And then now it's move the tracker. We'll move that from 4 to 3. And we're going to pass our first player marker from the red team to the blue team. And that is going to complete that turn. We'll begin the next turn by revealing the crisis. Okay, that one's listed as Killer Instinct. We need either food or medicine. We need 2 of those. If we fail, we're going to add 3 zombies to the hospital and 3 zombies to the gas station. All right. Okay, now we're going to roll our dice. We'll start with the blue team. They have 4 dice to roll. Okay, here's their roll. They have a 1, a 3, a 3, and a 6. And now it's the red team. They have 3 dice to roll. They rolled a 1, 2, and a 6. Not too good. Okay. And now it is the blue team's turn. Now we have no food in the food supply. So I think what we'll have to do is, based upon the location of Yoshida, food is a lower priority there. I'm going to have to move him, I think, to the grocery store. So we're going to make a move for Yoshida. He'll go to the grocery store. And then while at the grocery store, he's going to do some searching there. And I think that's going to be the extent of our turn. So we'll draw our Crossroads card and see what happens. Okay, that card is Airplane. If a player moves and Sophie Robinson is in play. Okay, Sophie Robinson is not in play. So not yet anyway. So, all right, we'll keep that off to the side. So we're in the clear. I'm going to do that. I'll move Derek Yoshida to the grocery store, and we'll have to roll for him for the travel. And we'll see what happens. We're at a morale of 1, so we cannot sustain anymore. Here's the roll. Okay, he rolled a Frostbite. Okay, so he's going to gain a Frostbite token. All right. And I think we're going to use... he has an attack value of 2. But I really don't need to attack yet. We have room for 1 more. So I think we'll spend... he has a search value of 3. I'm going to spend a 3 die and have Derek search at the grocery store. Okay, and that card is revealed to be Medicine. Okay, I'm going to spend that right away, and that'll go into the waste pile, and that will recover him from the Frostbite. So we'll do that. I'll spend another 3-point die and have him search again at that location. It's another Medicine card. We'll keep that. And we're definitely going to... we could survive that if we had to. 3 zombies at the gas station and hospital would just be overruns there. Although it would overrun the hospital, which is where Coleman's at. So we'd have to probably move him out as a precaution. All right, for right now, I'll add that to my card total. I have 2 dice left, a 1 and a 6. I think what I'll do is I'm going to have Rohan Patel spend a 1 die, and he's going to build 1 barricade. And he's going to put that at zone 3. Okay. That leaves us with 1 die left. And I guess I'll spend that and have Derek Yoshida do a search again at the grocery store. And that's revealed to be snowshoes. Equip. If you would receive a frostbite wound, receive a wound instead. All right, we'll put that into our hand total. And I guess the only other thing I can do is add a card to the crisis, and that would be a medicine card. That will help at least a little bit. And I think that's going to end the turn for the blue player. We'll move on to red. Well, we definitely need some food. So for the red team, they're going to have to try to spend time searching to see if they can get some food. Gilmore will remain at the school where she's going to search. Coleman, we're going to be able to stop that killer instinct from happening because we do have a medicine card. So he'll be adding a medicine card to the crisis contribution. So he'll be able to remain at the hospital, and I believe he'll stay there and search as well. So that's what we're going to plan on doing, and we'll see what the crisis card, or Crossroads card is. And that one is revealed to be Toys. If the player controls a non-exiled survivor at the grocery store, and there are 3 or more helpless survivors at the colony. All right, a non-exiled survivor at the grocery store. No, they don't. There is one there, that's Derek Yoshida, but that's the other player. So that one will not kick off. That's good. All right. All right, I guess we'll start by placing a medicine card in the crisis. And then I'm going to spend a 2-point die to have Jamie Gilmore at the school conduct a search. And she has medicine. Okay. We need food. Well, if we're not able to collect any food, the morale is going to drop by 1 point for each starvation counter we have. So we would lose the game there no matter what. So I think what I'll do is I'm going to have her draw another card. We'll put a noise token there. And she'll try to draw another card. And she has 1, 2, 3 barricades. Equip once per round during your fight turn. You may build a barricade without spending an action die if this survivor is at the colony. All right. Well, I think either way we're going to lose this one. I suppose I'll try and spend another noise and we'll redraw medicine. All right, at this point I think we'll just take the medicine, we'll discard these cards, and we'll play another die. All right, I'm going to use a 6-value die to have George Coleman do a search at the hospital. He already has 1 wound, and he draws an adrenaline shot. Waste pile. Change an unused action die you control to a result of your choice. All right. Well, I think we'll do that because I have a 1 there, so we'll change that into a 6, and that will allow us another search action. I guess we'll have our best chance at getting some food would be at the school, so I'll spend that 6 value point to have Jamie Gilmore conduct a search at the school. And that card is 2 food. Add 2 food to the supply. And that goes in the waste. Okay, so we will do that. We'll add 2 food. That isn't going to be enough, though. Okay, we've added the 2 food. I have no more action dice remaining. I could move my 2. No, not 2. No, I have nobody there. I can't move them. Okay, because I was going to try to decrease the number of people at the colony to reduce our food, the amount of food that we're going to need to supply them, but we can't do that. Well, I think that's going to end the player turn. We'll move on to the colony phase. And the colony phase begins with paying food. Now we have a total of 3, 4, 5 survivors. Divided by 2 is 2.5. Rounded up is 3. We don't have enough food, so we are going to have to take another starvation token, and then we would be forced to move the morale down by the number of starvation tokens. So we'll be at 0, the game would end, and then we would reveal both of our secret cards, and unfortunately both of those, first step is the main objective has been completed. Well, we haven't done that. We needed to survive until turn 8 turns. We're only at 3. So the game is going to end in a loss for the survivors. We'll come back in a little bit, and then I will give you a recap of my thoughts. All right, well, we've lost the game, but in evaluating the solitaire rules, I'm actually pretty happy with them. The game plays pretty well, and we're able to still maintain a lot of the core elements of the game, such as the crossroads cards and even the secret cards. So I think that kind of works pretty well. I'm overall pretty happy. If given the choice of not playing the game at all or playing with these solo rules, I would definitely do that. So I'm fairly happy with that. I like the storytelling that the game offers. You could write a whole novel on just what happened in this game, basically, and make it quite interesting. It might be interesting to add some of the modules to the game and see how it plays with those, having the Raxon module or perhaps the Bandits module. Might do that in the future. Well, I guess that's going to end it for this video. Thanks for joining me at the Solo Gamers Club for this testing playthrough of my solitaire rules for Dead of Winter. Have a good evening, and I hope to see you again soon. Goodbye.